All the good girls you take out for dinner, but all the bad girls you take out for liquor. All the good girls, they don't pull the trigger, but all the bad girls, they pull it much quicker. It's never too late to get down and party, switching from good to bad, cause you're naughty. Feel it inside, oh inside your body, let it come out with shots of Bacardi. Let your body go, we'll take it nice and slow. Just let your mind be free and come in close. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they act like beginners. All the bad girls, they know that they're sinners. All the good girls are really good kissers, but all the bad girls are really good strippers. Baby, don't slow it down, let's keep going. I think that you and I should lose clothing. I think that all good girls just need coaching. So let me show you how, let's get on it. Let your body go, we'll take it nice and slow. Just let your mind be free and come in close. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they the bad girls, they oh, the good girls, they but the bad girls, they She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. I could feel the butterflies multiply every time I meet your eyes. Amplify deep inside once I feel your skin on mine. Though I try, I can't hide all the ways I feel inside. You're everything I want in life. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. Got a body and she naughty, never want her off me. Hot like wasabi, hot like some coffee. We drink like a hobby, like to get sloppy. We ain't never stopping. Yeah. I just wanna drink with this girl all day. I don't wanna think, I just want to play. Keep me underneath the sheets while we sleep all day. I just wanna feed everything I crave. I recall the first day that I met you. How could I forget you? No, I don't regret you. Hope I don't upset you. I miss laying in bed too. Your head up on my chest, you were never second best, boo. Sipping on some liquor, we remember all the good times. Live a little quicker, thinking bigger, wish we could climb. Look up in the mirror, seeing clearer for our first time. Just a couple sinners, man, I wish I could reverse time. Yeah, we fake it till we make it, or we break it off and hate it. Getting faded, getting naked, every time I feel impatient. And sometimes I can't escape it, I just wanna feel you shaping. Like my dreams, I can't sit back, I have to chase them. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. Like J. Cole, it's my first time. Goddamn, man, she's so fine. She got a body and a sharp mind. Not a nine, she a straight dime. Short skirt and some hot socks. She finished up.
Oh,
We're here.
we're here.
We are?
Yeah, we're here.
Holy hell, we're here.
I'm so glad that we can meet each other in my bedroom.
Hey, you might turn my headphones down just a little bit.
Which one is yours?
Second from the right. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, let's get the introduction.
Kyle, your bedroom is starting to look wonderful, by the way.
Thank you. I guess we should do this.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle the Irishman Mara, and I'm waking up
Yep.
because I didn't know today was Friday.
You thought it was Thursday.
Yes, I did.
Until we busted the door in going, wait, is he wearing clothes? We know he's asleep.
I don't feel bad because I just got a message from Tommy as well, and he was like, wait, it's Friday? So I
I
don't.
knew it was Friday because I ain't got school today.
Shut up, man.
I knew it was my other Friday because I'm not sitting in jail. I'm sorry, sitting at the jail. There's so many jokes that can go on in the jail.
I know, right?
Yeah.
What's my intro again?
This is JAK Live.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you did that.
I know.
No.
All right, everybody.
Kinda
First off, if
half-assed it.
you're new here, please click that bell subscription. We would love to have you for next week. And this way you'll be notified every time we go live.
We're losing them, Kyle. We're losing them.
Hey, man, I'm waking up. Give me a second. Where was I?
Introduction.
Yes, I was. But where? Oh, yeah. Click that notification. And so that way we'll have you every Friday. We go live
second, we
somewhere
gotta do
around one-ish.
One second, let me do a hard Kyle reboot. Wake up.
But if you are new here and you are wearing headphones.
It's the hair
Headphones.
It's the hair club for men.
It really is, my brain. Please go like this. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle the Irishman Morrow. Welcome to JAK Live on audio,
Alex Fatman Gregory.
on video.
JC.
Yeah, kind of everything's JC now.
Yeah.
I know, but this is how I created the original thing, and I've got to find a new way to do it. Who are you? Who are
James Papa Fuzzy Leach.
you? And the man in the box.
The one and only Jonely
JC.
Conley. God,
So-
there's a rattle in this.
There really is. There's a rattle.
Do what?
There's a rattle going on. But yeah, we've got a hell of a theory to talk about. Well, an entire discussion. We are going to discuss Hollywood.
He's got a monster.
Let
wanna
it
put
kick
that
in. Let it kick in. But yeah, we've got James actually came to me with a discussion that he wanted to really talk about, and we're going to talk about that here in a little while. And it led to us kind of having a weird theory. So
And doing research on said weird theory.
yeah, we kind of looked at it, and there may be some truth to it. So,
Oh, dear Lord, you two and weird theories. I'm screwed.
oh, dude, like what? We spent 2 days working on this.
Yeah, 2 days easily.
So
Jesse.
It probably could have went more.
Probably. Really should have.
yeah, but Jonely, you on the other hand, you had something that you kind of wanted to throw at people.
Yeah.
What was it?
Is it poop?
It's food. My favorite subject.
No,
Oh, it was Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A,
and
that's it.
Popeyes.
Okay, what about them?
what's going on?
So
You have the fat man intrigued.
so you know how Chick-fil-A is God's chicken?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Popeyes put out a chicken sandwich to compete with
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Tell me they're calling it like the unholy or something.
No, I don't know what they're calling it, but people are like buying both and like comparing them, and it's like it's just blowing up this week.
The problem there is Chick-fil-A. It's
And-
like you go into the drive-through line and it's like, how can I help you today? And it's all energetic.
They are
No,
so
Popeyes is
flippin'
doing
nice.
that. Popeyes is doing that.
I
Really?
will believe it when
I
I,
will-
see
Yeah,
it.
me
When I
too.
see that, when I see them leave their counter,
No, like there's a picture. I don't know if I can find it because it was on Facebook, but there was somebody with a clipboard writing orders down outside because of the new chicken sandwich.
At
seriously.
Popeyes. I may have to check this out.
Yeah,
This is
Actually, no, I'm not because it's garbage food. Anyway,
But we can go through the drive-through and say, no, we're not ordering anything. We just wanted to see if this was true.
I don't
Give me
know if
a
this was in
large
Philly
taco.
though. So,
I mean,
but they were saying like Popeyes was running
I'm
out
not-
because
I'm
everybody
not-
wanted to try it. So they were just going to Chick-fil-A, and it's the same thing.
well, first off, we don't have a Chick-fil-A around here. Well,
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
do.
it-
We
We got
do
one
in
in
Meridian.
Meridian.
My
Oh,
wife
we
goes to it like
Yeah,
once
there's
or
one in
twice a
Meridian.
week.
okay, well, we need
Yeah.
to go and like check out that.
she eats God's chicken.
Yeah,
God, chicken.
but like the thing is with Chick-fil-A is like these are the nicest flipping people. I
Yep.
think I've only been to Chick-fil-A like a handful of times in my life, and I can
Same.
still remember them being unbelievably polite.
Yeah, it's like, hello, welcome to Chick-fil-A. How can we help you today?
And I know I've seen pictures of employees helping old ladies to the car, like
Yeah.
just dropping their job and going and helping an old lady walk to their car or something like that. Like that's the kind of service they offer at Chick-fil-A. So if Popeye is trying to compete with, I guess, Southern Charm, we'll call it that for now because they base themselves as Louisiana food, which is if you've never been to Louisiana, I can
Lousy.
It's not
Louisiana.
the same.
but yeah, if they're trying to like match that,
Ironically-
that's going to be a big pair of shoes to fill.
Ironically, I think there's more Popeyes in Mississippi than in Louisiana.
Irony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
Because you, can get
down there,
Louisiana
they-
chicken anywhere in Louisiana.
Well, I mean, when the locals are calling you out going, that's not Louisiana chicken, it kind of looks bad.
It really
Yeah.
does.
It's just generic fried chicken.
It really is, and they
I mean, it
added
really is.
a
All
hint
of
of
it is.
Cajun spice to it. Is all they
But I
did.
do like our spicy chicken. I just hate that 15-minute, 20-minute wait in line.
No, what I love from Popeyes is their mashed potatoes and gravy.
Take it from people that are
I like that
literally
biscuit.
like
Like-
2-3 hours away from Louisiana.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, like I just really like if I want mashed potatoes and gravy, Popeyes is what I'd choose over KFC or.
Yeah, they do have the better mashed potatoes and gravy.
But you better get a drink if you get a biscuit.
No,
Yeah.
KFC has got the better biscuit on that one.
Oh yeah.
But
Because-
see, Popeyes is like, how much do you hate someone to buy them a box of biscuits and be like, you
No
get
drink.
no drink?
And what was that
I'm bringing
meme? They
that one.
finally
Could that-
added. They
could
finally
that-
added the drink to the little
Could-
box.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like one of their CEOs finally choked on one of their biscuits.
Hey, next week I'm bringing a box of Popeyes biscuits and I'm taking all the drinks away.
Oh,
He is evil.
and we're not gonna be able to do the
I'm not
show.
gonna
We're gonna
be
be
here.
suffocating.
Oh, so that means it's only Alex and Jamie. I mean, not Alex, Kyle and Jamie.
Yeah.
Mm.
it's good.
You got
And,
demoted-
and I don't eat bread.
You got demoted from a Kyle to an Alex. Congratulations.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
That's like getting fired from Walmart. And congratulations, you've been promoted to customer.
Congratulations. You didn't. Hey, you know what though? At least you didn't get demoted to an Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's not here. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, JC.
Hey, Brittany.
JC. I kept a woman from getting kidnapped the other day.
I know, I heard. And then Andrew was going to sit there and
Yeah.
say, that was bad. I was like, yeah, I know it's bad, but it's good that he saved her. Like, that's what my whole point was.
But what if
Yeah.
she didn't want saving?
But you know how I saved her?
How?
Self-control.
So you,
Oh my God.
never mind.
Should we talk about that? Like, I don't want to talk about this, but we've got to talk about this because mommy and daddy are fighting,
Yeah.
and I'm in
Sony
the
and-
middle with you. Stuck.
Well,
in
this
the
kind of
middle
lines up with
you.
the topic I wanted to bring up anyway.
Yeah, but it's
Spider-Man almost got snapped out of existence again.
Again.
Shut the fuck up. Oh God, I don't want to deal with this again. Okay, so what is the full story from what I have gathered, which isn't a lot. I haven't really been keeping.
I mean,
on
well,
top
there's
of
not
this
much
'cause I
to
was
it.
Dreading doing this.
They weren't going to do it, then they were going to do it.
Now they're gonna do
probably
it.
going to do it.
So how it started supposedly is Disney came to the table. Now, for those that don't know how Hollywood deals actually work out, when Marvel, owned by Disney, so Disney has a product, they pass it off to a production company. The production company in itself spends all this money making a film, a script, hiring the employees, hiring, getting the director, yada yada yada.
Stand-in dummies
So-
get killed off.
So the director and all those people, Sony is purchasing and using them. What they do is they sit around, they create a script, and they pass it back to Disney, aka Marvel. And they go, is this good enough? They will go through it, go, we don't like this, this doesn't sound like our character, do it again. And they'll keep doing that until they get a script. Once this is done, then the movie can get started. So that's the simple thing. Now, when it comes to the math behind it,
Because
they only get Disney only gets 5% out of the box office, which is the very first week, usually the first day, most of the time. But if I'm not mistaken, I saw one or two articles that were talking about they get a week's worth. So
yeah, they get merchandising and 5%.
yeah, they get all the merchandising. So that means the T-shirts you buy and the hats, the wallets, the whatever that has Spider-Man on it falls under Disney, and of course you make more money making merch anyway.
I mean, heck, look at George Lucas. Sold Lucasfilms, and he's still making money off that merch.
It really is.
Wait, so George Lucas, he didn't sell the merchandise?
I don't think
so.
no, he didn't. I don't think he sold his merchandise.
I
Are
think
you
he just
kidding me?
sold the
That's what's
rights.
keeping Lucas alive.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is merchandising. Anything that has the word Star Wars on it
So
is his.
what you're saying is stuff I buy from Wish isn't George Lucas stuff.
Well, that's cheap Chinese knockoff.
Yeah, that's
you know.
Chinese knockoffs.
Yeah, they can be sued
So-
very easily.
Well, it's
Mm.
So
China. Not
what
so
it comes
cheap.
down to is Sony wanted more, or not Sony,
No,
but
Disney
Disney wanted
wanted
more
more.
money from Spider-Man.
They came to the table basically and said, hey, we want to split it 50-50. Now, this is very unfair for those that didn't catch what I was
Yeah,
saying
if
earlier.
We're going to split it 50-50, then we're going to split some of the work 50-50.
I think,
Yeah.
honestly, that's how Sony was kind of looking at it, going, then fine, you're paying for half of the movie. And I don't think Disney wants to do that because they're spending millions of dollars on these films. If we're going to split the profits, we're going to split everything else. And if I was Sony, the first thing I'd say, then we get 50% of the merch as well.
Yeah.
And that's the way I would really do it. Disney didn't like this in any way, shape, or form. Sony didn't like the idea of it, and they both left the table. Now, they have come back.
We
and
just take our character and go home.
well, that's the thing is the rights to the movie is still being done by Sony. So Sony still has some legal right. And also, which is really odd for me too, is they still have to clear it with Disney. Even though they're not working well together, they still have to clear it.
Have y'all seen the meme floating around? It's Disney talking to Sony, and it's like, just how much for Spider-Man? He's not for sale. How much for the company?
How much for Sony? Yeah, I've seen that. Where it's
So
taken
what you're
from
saying is
Infinity
Disney's
War.
going to wind up buying Sony. at the
I
end
think
of it.
so.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
Sony,
mean,
Like
They're
at the
getting
end
a
of the day,
monopoly.
Or at
Sony's
least
going to
Sony
own
movies.
everything.
They're getting a monopoly. Is what's
Which
happening.
will
They're going
be
to have a
shut
monopoly
down.
on the movie. Yeah, and they're going to be shut down for that.
yeah, because they can't do that. Because
You can't
because
keep
we
somebody.
cracked down on Monopoly so hard. Amazon and Google.
I was about to say,
AT&T.
I was like, not that hard. We
CVS.
should.
Yeah, there's so many monopolies right now that, I mean, hell, you might as well say half of our country is
Well,
owned
no,
by three
they
people.
actually
Yeah.
the AT&T, I actually did learn that it is not a monopoly anymore. They
Really?
did crack down on that. That's what
Yeah,
I've
they
learned
split
in
it up.
school.
Really?
They have split up, and it's like AT&T started out as AT&T, and then it went to Bell South.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
sucked it up, then they sucked up Singular, then they went back
Well,
to
no,
AT&T name.
Well, technically, the southern, like down here, we're still on Bell South.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just not called that, but we are technically still Bell South.
I remember my mom
Yeah, I remember
complaining
Bell
about
South.
the Bell South bill.
Yeah.
Every month.
Well, every
Bell
state's
South
got their
charging me
own.
this much.
Oh no, it's every it's
Well,
just
if you
like
don't
our
know,
Well, it
time
used to be.
zones, like how we have each individual time zone.
Yeah.
That's how they do that. That's how it's split up. Like there's
Yeah. Well, it
mountain-
used to be every state had their own
Yeah.
telephone and
not any.
service. Yeah. Well, really any kind of service.
Yeah, like Mississippi, we have C
But
Spire.
that's why it
ours.
costs. That's why it costs $10 for a 2-minute telephone call across the street, because across the street was technically in another county.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there was some good things to them buying up these companies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
There's
saying
no such thing as long distance anymore unless you're calling out of the state.
I'm not saying
No,
Or
out of the
distance
out of
is
the
out of the country.
out of the country.
Or
I
if you're
mean,
in jail.
yeah, or if you're in
Yeah,
jail.
you pay half for that.
I'm sad that kids today don't know what a click call is.
I'm saying
I
kids today don't know what a party line
I've
is.
actually seen a few people do collect calls here in the last couple months.
Yeah.
I still see collect calls.
Hey, it's Bob. I need my cigarettes. Click.
Please
They don't
state
do
your
cigarettes.
name. Please state your name. Mama, it's a baby. It's a boy. Click.
Yeah. Mom, we had a baby. It's a boy.
I remember that one so good.
Hey, they had a baby. It's a boy.
Hey, Mama, I need to be picked up.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm at the mall. Pick me up. Click.
Did any of y'all ever do that?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes.
Not to my mom.
No, not for that, but for other reasons. I
Yeah.
called, said what I needed. When it said say your name.
Yeah.
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 It's like, help, I'm in jail. Click.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, what?
Jamie went to jail?
But no, I mean, what do y'all think is going to happen? Because I mean, that's
Sony's
the thing that a lot
They're-
of
well,
Wait,
right
I got a
now-
theory.
right now they-
Sony's gonna buy Disney.
You
Well,
mean-
that may be
you
the
mean
end-
Disney by Sony.
No,
Disney by Sony Pictures is what I'm saying.
Sony buys Disney, the whole company.
Sony ain't got
Sony
enough money
can't
to.
afford Disney.
Sony doesn't have enough money to buy
No,
their
Do
entire
you know what
staff
Disney owns?
a
No, I
Popeye's
know.
chicken sandwich.
They own God's chicken.
They own everything.
But what
They
it's going to
own
amount
you.
to, they're going to attempt to absorb some part of Sony since they can't get Spider-Man back by himself.
yeah, and then they're just going to make Sony work on their superhero movies, which is actually kind of sad because I really think that DC needs to team up with Sony as well.
Well,
need to remind
there's
y'all
some
about
kind of
the
talks
Emoji
now
movie.
for
Do I need to remind y'all about the Emoji Movie and why Marvel needs to keep their hands with Disney?
Oh, I don't know, but
I mean, could you imagine?
I didn't watch the Emoji movie.
Spider-Man.
I
That's
didn't.
stupid.
Like the Emoji Movie?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was called
wait.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that's right.
I still haven't seen it.
But
I saw part of it and was like, no.
well, the current talks right now, they've come to some kind of an agreement. And that's my news feed. There's like they're gonna finish this trilogy, start another trilogy that follows him through college, and then there's an option for a seventh film, and they're gonna do something with a new Avengers, supposedly.
Which is supposed to be an all-female cast, last I heard.
No. I mean another not that
Oh.
part of it. They're negotiations with Sony to get
The new Avengers.
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But this is this kind of goes hand in hand. It's not a real good segue into the next part. The main part.
You know what, though? I do like what Kevin Smith said. I
Oh,
wish
yeah.
I had bought up a bunch of Sony stock back in the day, so when they started this, I could have been like, okay, I'm about to drop all this stock, or y'all can let me use Spider-Man.
Oh,
Yeah, that would have been good. Oh, He-Man.
Yeah, Kevin
Netflix.
Smith.
He's going to be directing. It's supposed to be picking up where the original series left off. They're probably going to make it a little more mature.
Anime style is what I've been reading.
really?
Yeah, as long as it's not the stupid anime style.
I don't watch anime, so
Why?
I don't even.
Because anime is for, oh my God.
Thank you.
We have to
I'm
have
with
this
Jamie.
conversation every time there's something about anime. I don't mind some of the art styles. I
That's
like some
all
of
it
the-
is the art
but
style.
Well, there's different art styles
That's
in
okay.
anime.
Animes gave Kyle
They
his
have-
biggest dream, so
They have the ultra realistic art style, and then they have the stupid cartoony art style.
Well, if
and then
they're-
there's a mixture of the two where they just throw it in for funny moments when someone's getting their head chopped off because anime is weird.
well, there ain't no denying it's weird, but I
Yeah.
love it because it's weird.
Well, the thing that
But I'm
the
really
last
looking
I
forward to
heard
it.
was they were going to follow along the lines of Castlevania, right?
Oh,
Well, the art team
Yeah.
is the ones that's done the Castlevania.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're
So-
fine.
And the
We're
way
fine.
they've got it, set up is they're writing the script, and it comes time for a fight. They tell them just pencil in fighty fight, and we'll take care of it.
really?
Yeah, they don't have to do well. You don't have to choreograph the fight. They just like
So they
here's a
literally-
fight scene, and then they'll take care of it.
Just tell them who wins and who loses, and
Like
any
the,
major stabs or whatever, and that's it, huh?
Pretty much, just hit the
So,
high points.
I mean, if the art team that did Castlevania is going to do this,
Yeah, I like that ultra realistic
I think
style.
it's going to be in good hands if they do this anime style to it, because
I just hope they don't make He-Man a bumbling idiot.
well, that's with I don't know.
I'm big and strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was He-Man in a nutshell.
No.
And then
I'm joking.
the masculine sense, like the big dumb guy, and then
Kind of like how they did Shazam.
yeah. Well, Shazam was a kid,
Well,
so
Shazam was meant to be kooky, funny.
yeah, Shazam was 10 years old.
Yeah.
He-Man in his alter form, his real form, is like 18.
Yeah.
So
His
not
alter form is like thousands of years old. With the
what are
the
we talking about?
wisdom of
I'm not talking about Shazam. I'm talking about He-Man.
He-Man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, He-Man's alter ego
It put him to
is
his
a little
physical pinnacle.
Yeah, He-Man's alter ego is pretty much a young adult.
Yeah.
So he's going to go from Adam to
Yeah,
He-Man. But how are they going to portray Adam is my real question.
I think they're going to
You know?
go with like a.
Are you hoping, or you really like?
Well, I'm
think?
hoping, and I think because everyone working on it is an actual fan of the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
Universe.
Universe.
Yeah.
Universe.
So I think it's going to be more. I don't think Adam's going to be Marvin Milquetoast Pussy Boy and
God, I
then turn
hope
into
not.
He-Man. I think he's going to be more quiet and reserved, because he's obviously just a
That's-
regular guy.
That's pussy
and
milk
then
toast.
no, then and then he holds aloft his magic sword and says the words.
Well, I honestly, my hope is that they give him at least an.
He needs to be a toxic male. Okay, I'm just going to say it. He needs to be a toxic male.
not a toxic male,
And he
but
does-
a male,
Well,
an actual man.
their sense of a toxic male, and it doesn't need to have anything to do with the
Pinnacle
new.
of masculinity.
And it doesn't
Yeah.
need to have anything to do with the Netflix She-Ra series, which is stylized after like Avatar.
That was by far one of the.
The
It
Princess
flopped.
of Power
Where do you
looks
like
like
that?
looks like a prepubescent 12-year-old boy.
This is the thing, though, is She-Ra flopped immediately, like right out the gate. It
I
flopped.
didn't even know they made a
Yeah,
She-Ra.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's how bad it flopped.
Yeah.
It
They
flopped
drew
so
the Princess
bad.
of Power. Pull up a picture of She-Ra from the 80s,
Yeah,
and then put it next to a picture of She-Ra from 2008. I think it came out 18 when it came out.
yeah.
Oh, so it came out late. I totally missed it.
We talked about it a little bit.
I
on
tried
the show.
watching some of it.
I couldn't bring myself.
I
I would hover
Creed-
over it and think maybe I should try it, and I just
Creed
couldn't.
watched a little bit of it because it's part of the He-Man universe, and he's
Yeah.
really into
It
He-Man.
didn't
But
break the spirit, did it?
Yeah, it destroyed it.
no, it didn't.
From what I heard, it destroyed it. And like I said, I didn't
No, I
get
was
to
talking
watch
about
it.
the Creed.
Oh no, I'm talking about the universe in itself. But I mean, the thing is, Tommy, we'll talk about that here in a little bit, buddy.
Yeah.
The thing is, the way that they did She-Ra last year, they destroyed everything we knew as She-Ra. She was no longer powerful. She was no. They wanted the power to be femininity, not the power of She-Ra like we knew it.
Like she can destroy the bad guys.
Yeah, because it used to be She-Ra was on par
Badass.
with well, I mean, she was on par with He-Man. I mean,
Yeah.
she was
Well,
she could hold her own. She was powerful.
She-Ra was He-Man's long lost sister who was
Yeah.
kidnapped and taken to an alternate dimension
And-
based on the 1980s television show.
and she.
All right,
I
there
mean,
she is. She-Ra from the 80s. She looks like a 12-year-old boy in drag from 2019.
Yeah, she really
Yeah.
does.
What the hell did they do?
See,
And then
See,
the 80s
the image on the
She-Ra.
left reminds me of like good anime, and the one on the right makes me think of like the really crap anime
yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
no one
I'm
wants
gonna
to
steal
fucking
some of
watch.
this. Is it
Like-
any good?
it looked. Yeah, sort of. It's nicotine.
Like the one I wouldn't even call that
But it-
Avatar style on the right. That's like
But you see, she's
someone was trying to save a lot of pennies.
Next week.
she's in the 80s version of her. She's a female. She's a built, toned, in shape female.
Yeah.
Not over the top, not sexualized. Because it was meant to give girls
Somebody to get behind.
right. Because girls were buying up, were
Yeah.
playing with the Masters of the Universe action
See,
figure.
Yeah.
you were comparing it to anime. The one on the left looks like modern anime. The one on the right looks like a 90s Cartoon Network special.
Yeah. Well, when they were creating She-Ra, I got excited at first when I
And it's
heard
weird
about
'cause that's
She-Ra.
backwards, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I heard that She-Ra was coming out, I got excited. I was like, oh wow, they're actually bringing out the.
She looks like
the
a
master of the-
prepubescent boy in drag. Look at her holding the sword.
Yeah.
The 80s holding the sword.
But I mean,
Scroll up.
like, I really got excited.
The one on
for,
the left looks like she'd kick your ass. The one on the right looks like
Yeah. And then
Run away.
and
try to pat you on the head and say good boy.
in the Masters of the Universe, the original one, she was his
I'm
long
sorry,
lost
Kyle.
sister. So
Well,
I mean,
like-
so they created that for girls
when
to empower girls to give them a female hero to look up to.
when they created the new show, they flat out said that they were going to make her more powerful than the one from the 80s.
So
Like-
far, I haven't seen that.
Well,
she
I've
might
watched
be
it.
more powerful, but she don't look more powerful.
Well, what they meant
Yeah.
was they went back and corrected themselves later on and said, yeah, we're going to make it more feminine for today, is what they ended up saying in the end. And I was left going, God, please no.
Yeah.
God, please no. And it finally came out what they were trying to do was, and I know this sounds bad, but it was leftist propaganda. That's all it was. It was this feminist,
This new feminism.
third wave feminism.
It's this new feminism that's.
See, that's why I have great hopes.
So
for
that's
Kevin
why I
Smith
don't
having his
want
hand
this reincarnation of He-Man
To
to be
be-
connected to She-Ra.
Yeah.
involved. Yeah.
Because all the male figures on this show are like bumbling dorks. They have no backbone. They are. You think the women in the old westerns were helpless? They were Wonder Woman compared to how the male characters in this show were.
They were
portrayed.
lifting hay bales with their husbands. Okay? I mean, they were out in the fields working too.
I'm talking about like in the old western movies.
I'm talking about in real life. You
you
want
know the damsel in distress scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how they've portrayed the boys or the male characters.
Now.
I won't call them men.
Yeah.
I think you nailed it. The boys.
The
Yeah.
boys. That's what
The
it
boys.
is. And it's sad that they're doing that. So we're hoping that
And it's geared towards kids, and they have all these bisexual, gay,
characters.
not scenarios, but these hints at this in the characters.
Well, it was like I was playing Apex a couple of months ago, and I was playing with some guys I had never really talked to before, and they were asking about this show.
Yeah.
And they said, "What do you talk about on the show?" And I started going through some of the stuff that we have talked about before. And I said, yeah, we kind of hit the nail a little bit on the head of what normal people would consider this is a problem in the world. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I said, okay, let's take Apex, for instance. They pointed out right away as soon as the game launched which characters were gay and which ones were straight and which ones were bi and which one. And he was like, what do you mean? I was playing a particular character that was gay on the game. And I said, my character was immediately pointed out gay as soon as the game launched. And he went, okay, what's his favorite kind of potato chips? And I went, what? He said, what's his favorite kind of potato chips? If you're going to tell me every single fucking detail about this character of who he's sleeping with, I want to know his favorite kind of potato chip. Is it fucking Doritos or Cheetos? Tell me now. And I went, that's the point we've been trying to make for a long fucking time. I don't need to know these characters who they're sleeping with. If it is not a part of their backstory, it is not
has
necessary.
nothing to do with it.
It has nothing to do with anything.
I don't like how this shit is sexualizing our children. The way adults like to get off, the way they like to bust a nut, has no fucking place in a children's show.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't.
If it is not saving, and I know this is going to sound kind of sexist, but if it's not to save the
tolerance,
princess,
you can teach tolerance through any other means without doing that. The
Yeah.
way you like to have a fucking orgasm has no fucking place in a children's television show.
or a
okay?
video game.
There you go.
Well, I mean that's
Yes.
what it really boils down to, isn't it? That's what they're trying to teach. And I have a real big problem with this. There's no reason for us to have to deal with this kind of stuff. There's no reason for us to have.
That's why I like games like Fallout and Skyrim, where you build your own character and you make your own
Yeah,
backstory.
you want
Minecraft.
you want a gay character? Play a game that has create a character mode and make the character after yourself.
Well, they
Minecraft.
have games where they allow that too. I mean, Sims, for instance. okay, I understand that you can have a gay character in there. That's fine because
That
it's not.
Sims is geared towards older.
Yeah,
people,
it's
though.
geared for
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, really
From
everybody,
old to
but
new,
you know,
but
you're not
if you
going to have a
want-
6-year-old
It's
wanting
a
to know.
life
Yeah.
simulator.
It's a life
yeah.
simulator that older people play.
and
And all they do is just
there
kill
is
them,
a
kill them.
well, there's a relevance to having that side added to the game. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But certain things like Apex, for instance, and I keep coming back to that because it really annoys me. It is a game about jumping into an arena and being the last survivor. Who these people are sleeping with has nothing
Where they like to stick it has nothing to
to
do.
do with it. So
Unless
if you're
talking
going to tell,
about the sword.
yeah,
Yeah,
It-
exactly.
If for any reason you're going to throw this kind of information at us, I agree with the other guy whose name eludes me right now, dude. If you're watching, I apologize. Hit me up and let me know, and I'll correct myself in a later
Yep.
episode. But you need to start telling me what kind of chips they like. What's their favorite soda? What's their favorite energy drink if they drink any at all? Are they power
Yeah.
lifters? I mean, what's their mom like? I mean, if you're going to tell me all these crazy ass details about this character to the point that I have to know who they're
if
sleeping
their sex
with,
life is so important, then everything
there's-
else needs to know
yeah.
too.
See,
Yeah.
this is why I like Minecraft, because you can put your skin as whatever you want. Minecraft,
Yep.
Yeah,
they said it as a guy.
I'm
as
still
Steve.
waiting for Jonely to come around with a penis overlay. I'm waiting for it.
I don't even know what mine is. Oh, mine's
but
Woody.
that's just
Yeah.
Hollywood and just media and
It's
really
Woody.
any entertainment industry out there. They have this.
it's Silicon Valley in
They
itself.
they see a little something, and then they're like, "Hold my beer and watch this shit."
Which is honestly the name
Which-
of today's
Hold my
episode.
beer and watch this.
So let's go ahead and hit on this. Well, not the theory, but what's led to our theory, because you know more about that. I know more about the theory.
And I
so
know nothing of what y'all are about to talk about. So
Me
I'm just
neither.
going to chime in my 2 cents as we go.
Please do. So you start. I'll pick up, and you kind of just
I'm going to
toss
make random
We
commentary.
we
with
were we this conversation came up earlier in the week, and we thought it would make a really good subject rather than just presenting, hey, this story, this story, this story.
We're literally going to talk about
Hollywood, and I've been wanting to go in depth in this for a long time. Hollywood has this. The masses don't know what they want until we show them, and then they show us what they
that.
think we want, and it's flopped, and they just go back to the drawing board every time, and they have this what I call the hold my beer and watch this shit mentality.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
do.
They and I'll bring up the
what can we screw
DC.
up next?
Pretty much, I'll bring up the DC EU for example.
Oh, God.
Man of Steel came out. It made what, $300 and something thousand dollars or $1 million in its opening weekend.
Yeah.
Okay,
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad. It was a pretty good movie. Iron Man opens up. They're in the same number.
Yeah, they were in the
range.
same
They're in that
ballpark.
same number range. DC goes, well, it's good enough for a sequel. Let's try this. And then they take. What I'm getting at is, if,
No,
if
no,
it's-
keep going. You're fine.
They'll take. The scripts are already written. The stories are already written. Why do they need to go off to left field and take these characters that everybody knows and make
'em
this
up.
movie? Fuck them up. They make a
I'm just
movie.
going to say the word you're thinking. Fuck them up.
They make a movie. It doesn't do what they think it ought to do, so they scrap it, or they'll make a half-ass sequel and then scrap it, and then 6 years later they'll reboot the whole series with new actors and new stories and all that, and it's the same scenario over and over and over again because
So
DC doesn't have the wherewithal to look at the bigger picture,
Just say it. The balls.
the balls.
Yeah.
Where Marvel, Iron Man opens up, makes similar numbers in its opening weekend as Man of Steel.
They spent. What did we look at? It was like about $1 million roughly for the first film.
No, 96. It was 90. No, not
Yeah, it
$1
was
million.
not-
Shit, I
it-
couldn't make a commercial on $1 million now.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It was around $100 million, and then its opening weekend was like $300 million.
No, it was more than that. It was.
But
like
it was similar.
They almost made their money back. They almost made their money back, if I remember.
What's
It was on IMDb.
Yeah, we looked up
we
IMDb.
looked up.
and if
all
you
that.
scroll down under the cast and all that, it'll say
for what movie?
Iron Man. Let's go with Iron Man, the first Iron Man. If you scroll down underneath the cast, it'll say box office. Look in there. It'll tell you how much they spent, how much they made opening weekend. It'll say the
Then the
world,
international.
and then it's the full gross of what they made on everything.
All right.
So it'll give you those
Just
four
a
pieces.
Yeah.
But what James is really trying to get at is the fact that DC ditches out.
they'll ditch out.
And
So-
whereas Marvel kept pushing
They
with
kept
the
pushing it.
characters.
So Iron Man had a budget of $140 million estimated.
Yeah.
The opening weekend they made $98 million,
Yeah, they almost made their money back.
and they grossed $318 million.
Now look up Man of Steel, which
668
what I'm looking at.
million.
what I'm looking at here is Iron Man was the flagship that brought in the Marvel universe.
That we know today.
Look at Man of Steel, which was supposed to have been the flagship that brought in the
Yeah.
DCEU.
$225 million budget,
Mhm.
and they made $668 million back.
On
Yeah.
what?
Gross was
On what
291. Man of Steel.
Okay. See, Man of Steel did respectively better than Iron Man.
Just barely, yeah. But still flopped. And this is something that really kind of bothered me and James, that we kept kind of coming back and forth. Should I just go ahead and toss out my theory?
Yeah, go
on
ahead
all
with your
this?
theory.
So that way it makes more sense to everybody. My theory is I really think DC is making more money on flops than they are successes.
flops and reboots.
And here is why. Is literally at the fact that they can create a small series such as Man of Steel. They went from Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Justice League. Now they're stopping. The only thing that they have continued on with is Aquaman and Wonder Woman, which is, they're not
Now,
side
you want
characters.
the one that hurt?
Was
Product
Batman?
budget of Batman v Superman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Budget of $250 million. Total domestic gross $330 million.
Yeah.
They
They
barely-
bombed.
Because they have executives that don't know these characters that come in and say, well, I don't like this and change this. And what if we put this part in here and that thing and do that, instead of backing up, letting the people that know the characters, know their job, do their jobs. Your job is to sign the checks when I want to make a movie, and give me the money to make it.
Well, what it boils
Actually, Justice League did do better.
Justice League
was
wasn't
good.
that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Justice
They
League
actually
was a
started
hack
with
job.
$300 million budget.
Mhm.
and came out with 657.
Right.
So they doubled their
their
money.
money.
on
They
that
doubled
one.
their money.
But do you
what
know
was wrong
they
with that?
ditched it?
But in the rule of thumb, like triple or more is your goal.
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to try and make back your initial investment on the opening weekend,
Yeah.
and then everything else trickles in over that international release.
Because
What happened with Justice League was they had Zack Snyder directing it, and then for whatever reason, this, that, or the other, they changed directors, and it
Yeah.
became a hack job. There's a full Zack Snyder version of Justice League out there that they say was mind blowing. The staff, the cast that
We
got
need
to
to
see it.
find this.
There's a campaign online that says release the Snyder
We need
cut.
that.
Yeah.
Release the Snyder cut. It went full Infinity War.
Yeah, supposedly it went pretty hardcore.
Yeah, they
We
went.
need to find this.
Well, it doesn't. Well,
Well, it does
technically-
exist, but it's not. They've got it
It's
locked
not.
up.
Yeah, they won't release it to anyone, and they
Release
won't.
it from the Disney Vault.
It's not.
Oh wait,
Disney.
sorry, DC. We can't say the Disney Vault.
Well,
DC, cut it loose.
actually, I have something else that kind of will
Yeah,
bother.
Kyle's theory is that they're making more money because they can just half-ass these things.
Yeah.
And then release the proper later.
No. They can reboot it. Because stop and think, how many Superman movies have you gone and seen that they have redone, whether it be
All
a
of
show or movie? Right, you've seen all of
I mean,
them.
you got Jamie's favorite, the fourth one.
Oh my God, Quest for Peace. That movie didn't happen. That of all the things
Yeah,
if
that
the
is a good
Mandela effect
example.
was real, that's one of the things that need to have been Mandela.
You
But-
know what though? That is a good example of why. Why Hollywood? Why?
Well, I mean,
Because they think we don't know what we want. They show us this is what you really want. No.
whereas Marvel, Disney in itself, since Disney has purchased Marvel in itself with the MCU, they have spent $4 billion.
They have
made $18 billion. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a hell of
but
a
they
jump.
have to keep working hard to top.
They have
this.
to top themselves
have to keep
every
adding that
fucking
link.
You know
time.
what it's kind of like? It's like Marvel turned around and hired on a bunch of nerds and said, "Okay, help us with this."
Well,
DC
here's
was
the
like,
Well,
problem.
they have to top themselves every
Yeah.
time.
Whereas
DC,
DC
Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Whereas DC, it's like, "Hey, dude on the street, come here. We're giving you a job."
I'm about to blow their fucking
Do you know
minds.
anything about comics?
He's about
No?
to ruin their whole
Good, you're
career.
hired.
I'm about to ruin everything. So let's stop and think. How much did Endgame make?
Woo!
So this is
Ooh.
current spending, and this is matched up with gross. Now, keep in mind, Endgame was the end of the Avengers. That was their original announcement. And yet, we're still hearing announcements for other things. So what is the spend?
With a budget of $356 million,
How much they make?
They have pulled in $2.796 billion.
You know why?
Well, here's my theory. They're killing it off now on purpose. Hear me out. Endgame, the way they ended Endgame, Iron Man died.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Steve Rogers technically didn't die, but he passed the mantle.
He can't do the job anymore.
He can't do it anymore. Two characters that led the MCU through this whole shabacle.
They were the first ones.
Now, don't get me wrong, Thor and others had their hand.
Yeah.
But
they were the leaders.
They were the main
Those
leaders.
were the two movies that
If
got
one
it
was
started.
missing, the other carried the torch every time, right?
Yep.
Right.
Now,
Normally, you had one or the other taking part in the other movies.
now look at what the announcements are now. An all-female Avengers cast. A female Thor. By the way, 2 series that both flopped
Yeah.
immediately
In the comics.
in the comic verse. Now they're wanting to listen to the fans and going, hey,
now they wanna
follow
listen
the
to it.
comics.
Of all the times to listen to the fans, now you want to do that.
But they pick flops.
Yep.
Now, does that seem a little odd to you? Why would they do this if they already are making their cash with Endgame? Because they're wanting to follow DC's model.
They don't.
They
have to
are
work as hard.
flopping this on purpose. Look at what's happening with Spider-Man. He was the one that was left that could carry the torch.
You know, you
Now-
brought this up, and now they're having these. Yep.
And
you're
it's
right.
amazing how Endgame came out, and all of a sudden everybody's arguing. Nobody agrees. Which direction should the Avengers go next? What character is going to do what? It's kind of weird, don't you think? And it's amazing that they're using this third wave feminism to kill it. Have you paid attention to the rest of the films?
Captain Marvel did pull out 1.1 billion.
Well, yeah.
I think that was fluff.
But
I think that was fluff
I
because
think
it
that
wasn't
was
good.
strictly.
Actually, there is a serious theory that went around that they were buying out movie theaters to actually
Yeah,
fluff
I've heard that.
the money.
They were padding it.
Yeah, because there was a
'Cause
movie
that
theater
movie
that
was
came-
that movie was not on par with Endgame.
Well, hold on now. There was a theater that came out.
Might have been on par
an
with
owner,
Thor 3.
An owner of a theater. He said all the tickets were bought up, and he went into the movie theater because owners they'll go and check stuff. He wanted to see how Miss Marvel was or Captain Marvel was doing in theaters. He went in there. There were 2 people, but the theater was bought out. Nobody asked for refunds. Nothing. It's kind of weird. And then he started doing some digging, and he realized it was all coming from one website, one of which is connected to Disney.
Yep.
Now, does that seem a little odd to you? Does it seem a little strange?
Yeah.
It's amazing how they fluff the numbers just long enough to get Endgame in there. And now we've got Sony fighting. We've got a female Thor that's getting ready to come out, an all-female Avengers team, all of which have been thrown out and saying, no, this doesn't need to be done. The fans are rioting. They're pissed. They're mad. This is worse than Iron Man 3. I mean, this is a serious scenario.
Which Captain Marvel actually was
I
almost as good as
liked
Iron Man 3.
It bombed.
I liked it though.
bombed.
As far as it being a
But see,
Tony
DC,
Stark Iron Man movie,
Right.
I kind of liked it because
But-
a lot of people didn't like it because it got on the emotional side. That was
it's
the
all
whole
part
thing
of
with that.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were getting you to
In the
connect
big
him
picture-
and Pepper more. That's
Yeah.
what I honestly believe they were doing.
If you're looking at the big picture, Iron Man
I mean-
3 was a perfect fit.
They
Yeah.
were setting that up for Endgame.
I think it was the
Right.
villain in the end that everybody was mad
That
at.
was
Yeah.
one of the things that I did not like.
I
That was not
didn't
the
like
Mandarin.
it, but at the same time, looking back on it, I'm like, that was pretty fucking clever. Because we're looking at the Mandarin, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What the?
But see, DC can write a subpar script that doesn't cost as much, spend their $300
Teen
million
Titans.
on
Teen Titans.
on a few good mediocre actors.
Teen Titans.
It'll do good enough to warrant a sequel.
Teen Titans.
Shut up.
Stop.
It'll do good enough to warrant a sequel. The sequel won't do as good because they spent less money on the script. They'll make a third one that absolutely kills it. and then they reboot the whole series
again.
So
we got a new
had
Batman, coming out.
Superman, BVS, Justice League.
That's all their live action though. Like I said, Teen
Yeah.
Titans.
But let's stop and think.
Horrible
Let's stop
to
and
me.
think with DC now.
I've heard the story's actually good, but
And this one's gonna kill you. This
Oh, you're talking about Titans on
the live action Titans.
Yeah.
They look
it's
like crap. I've heard the acting is kind of eh. The story I've heard actually is turning out good.
story's actually. I think season 2 is
So-
going to be good.
White Wolf said Captain Marvel wasn't that bad of a story. The only reason it flopped was because of the actress. That's why
Running her
Iron Man 3
damn
was
mouth.
good to me.
Yeah.
Running her damn mouth. She needs
Yeah.
to do like
If
all the pretty
she-
women in Hollywood is shut up and make me a sandwich.
Oh,
God.
we should
We'll
clarify
be
that
adding a
wasn't me and
lawyer
that was
to
him.
our.
Why?
We
Why
just
would
wanna
why would we
specify
need a
the views
lawyer?
of James are not necessarily that
Clearly
of the
the
entire
same-
chat crew.
My views are exactly as theirs, except I say them.
But the thing is, let's look at DC some more. The shows, they don't do very well. Their
Their animated shit does great. Go
Well,
ahead.
that's
Can
that's
Disney buy DC?
I wish.
actually let
They
me
should.
let me point something else out. The shows, not excluding the ones that are on the DC Entertainment, whatever. I am not counting those. So like Doom Patrol, Teen Titan, the Swamp Thing, ignore those. Those
those are actually good.
Those are actually good. Toss those out. I'm talking about that of CW.
The CW verse, the Arrowverse.
Lord.
But I got to looking at this and I started digging. You dipped out because it got too much and your brain just couldn't wrap around it.
Yeah, I just couldn't handle any more of it.
I continued digging and I found something really interesting.
Okay.
CW is owned by Warner Bros.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, we knew that.
And me and James are actually talking about Warner Bros. Pretty heavily at that time period because part of me thinks that the reason DC is flopping not only because of the script scenario, but because of who they're going through.
They do good when it's Paramount.
They do great when it's Paramount. It's really weird that every time WB falls or actually does something with DC, it flops. Whereas Justice League was basically done by Paramount, but presented by
Warner
WB.
Brothers. Yeah.
But every time that Warner Bros. Did it by themselves without Paramount's assistance, it flopped. Such as Batman versus Superman, for example. I mean, it's kind of weird. Now, CW is owned by Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Is owned by Disney.
Is Warner Brothers owned by
Warner
Yes.
Brothers is owned by Disney.
I had to dig very
I
hard to
thought so,
find this,
actually.
but yes.
What?
They own a portion of the WB.
Huh. That
So
surprised me.
It could be sabotage in a
So
weird
it could
way.
be some kind of weird sabotage.
I'm not saying that's what's happening.
That's illegal.
I'm saying that there is a plausibility.
Hmm.
Now,
Isn't it illegal to
Yes,
sabotage?
it is. But
Well, yeah, it would
this
be,
is
'cause they're
Hollywood
saying-
we're talking about.
Yeah, they're a bunch of perverts and weirdos.
They get away with damn
the
near
law
anything.
doesn't cover Hollywood.
Apparently.
I've actually heard that a few times. The law is law, except in Hollywood and Vegas.
Pretty much.
But the thing that's really odd for me is the fact that every time the WB, which owns CW, it flops. Look at the CW shows, for instance. Now, Flash
I'm
did
good.
good at the
Flash
start.
was good.
At the start, and then it started to flop.
Yeah.
Arrow was good at the start, then it flopped, and then they announced Batwoman, and it flopped before they even made the trailer.
Yeah.
Batwoman was a iffy character to start with, though.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
she
They could have
wasn't
done
that good of a
awesome with
character.
Batwoman. They
She
could have
wasn't
done
that good of a
awesome.
character, though. She didn't.
They could have done Batgirl and done it right.
I hated that line. Like, sometimes you got to send a woman to do a man's job. Well, guess what? You're wearing that man's suit who did the job before
Yeah.
your ass got there.
I mean, even when they introduced her in the animated universe,
She
on,
wasn't that. She wasn't.
She was annoying, but at least you understood her the way they set her up.
I like Batgirl better.
Yeah.
Barbara Gordon, she's badass.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Or
on, get
Oracle in there.
shot, paralyzed, and still,
still
keeps
comes
on
back.
going. It's
And
like,
still fighting crime.
I mean, there's even story arcs where she had her back fixed and went back to fighting. It's
Yeah.
like, now that is a
I like that. I like Batgirl. That's a badass character.
But they did Batwoman, and
who's quit, what, a half dozen times? It's like, oh, I'm done. And then it's like, she's back. What the heck? She just quit.
Oh, well, I just can't handle all the emotion.
Chelsea said, it's true they have a Warner Brothers section in any park in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's in Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
not
Oh, wow.
Disney.
So, oh my God, get out your tinfoil hats, people.
It's starting to look a little real, isn't
yeah.
it? It's kind of weird how that happened all of a sudden. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm boiling down to. There is something seriously at play. Now, Disney has its hands. We know this for a fact, and a little bit of this and a little
got
bit
the
of
dicks
that.
in
I
everything.
wonder if the side Disney has their hands in is strictly the live action DC stuff, but not the animated.
The animated stuff is off the chain.
You know, they finally released Hush.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been meaning to watch
I
that.
need to watch
Batman
that.
Hush.
This is another theory I really
And
have.
the animated movies keep looking and doing great.
That's my theory. My theory is with DC. Well, I have another theory with DC is I really think they sacrifice the really good scripts for the animated shows. I watched.
the animated pull from the comics, like almost
Almost
exactly
frame
how
for
you
frame.
want.
I loved Batman by Gaslight.
Yeah.
I
That
loved.
was really
I
good.
loved Ninja Batman. It was good, even
It
though it
was
was a little
weird.
extreme.
It was weird.
It was still good.
Look, even as an anime fan, even I found that one weird.
But at the same time,
you're
it
just
was
getting a
still
look.
it was still good though. The
Yeah.
storyline was still good.
Yeah.
So
I
White
could have
Wolf,
done without the monkey robot.
Yeah,
mecha
I could have done
thing.
without all that, but
White Wolf said, "I like Flash, Green Arrow, and Supergirl, and the Legend's way better than Daredevil." Luke Cage."
I forgot about adding Supergirl.
Iron-
but yeah,
Iron
Supergirl.
Fist
Supergirl
and
was
Jessica
good.
Jones.
I
Falls-
really
Yeah.
liked. I liked the Arrowverse shows, but now they've gotten to the point I don't know what the hell's going on because it's like the 15 millionth time that Central City or whichever city is that Arrow's is in danger. These ultra powerful villains are concentrated on this one shitty ass city.
I like that Marvel uses like real world places like the
But
US.
I've always
and then
said-
DC
I've always
is, like,
said-
made up.
I've always said Arrow on CW was poor man's Batman,
Yeah.
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 and come to find out, that's what they originally wanted
Thing
was a
is,
Batman
The
series.
thing is Wally's not broke. He's another millionaire.
Yeah.
He is a parallel to Batman in almost every way, except
Does he have his parents?
Yes. Well,
No,
one of
no,
them.
he has
one of
no,
them.
not anymore. They've both
Oh.
been killed off.
Oh well, they did
Yeah.
it. I only saw season 1, by the way.
they set him up to be a parallel to Batman that wasn't
I
quite
mean,
as...
everything he did. I mean, even to the point of recycling kind of B-list Batman villains.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, why in the world would DC sacrifice so much when most of it has been written? Now, in the comic book verse, I'm going to throw this out there. I know. They get a new artist, a new writer all the fucking time, and they revamp once the story is done. Or it just didn't do well in
Well,
the
there's more
marketplace.
money in these 10 or 12 issue specials
Yeah.
There is.
I mean, if they really want to do
to
one,
put all of their resources into one miniseries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
and-
DC
but
wants
they
to
could've-
blow my mind, you know what I think they should do? Injustice.
Injustice or Dark Side Wars.
Well, the reason I say injustice is people are into the whole good guy gone bad thing. And you don't get much better than Superman punching a hole through Joker's chest.
Nope.
It would be one of those, that first episode, you're going to go,
Or
what
Kingdom
the
Come.
just happened?
Or Kingdom Come, if they did Kingdom Come, which they would have to have a little lead up for Kingdom Come
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that all takes place when they're older.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is,
But they're doing Kingdom Come Superman in the Arrowverse now.
Whatever happened to that, they were talking about a Batman Beyond live action series for a minute there.
They need to do.
they
I've
dropped
said that
it.
for.
Like, they even
of
picked
course, they
out,
dropped it. It made too much sense.
It made too much
Yeah.
sense.
They even had an actor picked out for old Bruce Wayne.
If it
That
wasn't,
looked good.
if it wasn't, well, Adam West is gone. But if it wasn't Michael Keaton, then we don't need it. We need.
Ben Affleck could have pulled it off.
Well, yeah, because he's
They
been
had,
Batman. But it
Yeah.
to play old Bruce Wayne, elder Bruce Wayne, I really think it should be someone who has played Batman in the past.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton would be the best. I'd be okay with Val Kilmer or George Clooney. I would certainly love to see.
I wish Adam
Ben
West was
Affleck.
still alive. I wish Adam West was still
Actually,
alive.
yeah,
and
they
he
were
could-
talking about Michael Keaton
that would
back
been
in January.
okay. That would be perfect. He's been
So
Batman.
they're still talking about it? I heard they
This
dropped
was
it.
back in January.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I don't know. They could have done this right.
Yeah, they were talking about that back in January. That's why I was asking, whatever happened? Yeah, they canceled it.
Okay.
Of course they did.
Last I heard, they canceled it, but I wasn't 100% sure. because I count that as a rumor until I at least see an article because they have the inside that we don't have.
They had the article where they were talking about picking Michael Keaton, and then it just disappeared.
Well, DC started
They never even
started
said it was
screwing
canceled. It
DC
just
started
disappeared.
screwing themselves over after the third Batman movie when they changed actors because
Yeah.
they wanted something more toyetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, you know what? That's another thing. What if DC is just doing it for the merch?
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could
Well,
be.
think about it. Think about it. What if they end up in the same scenario as the MCU?
Because
like
I
they're
don't know.
fighting over property right now, but Disney is still making money off of the merch, even though there's not another movie coming that we know of yet, because it's still up in the fucking air. But
Yeah.
let's stop and think. If they revamp it over and over and over again, that means they get to make brand new merch. They get to bring brand new toys, all that stuff. To me,
It's like
Video
you get more
games.
money.
Yeah.
Video
You know they got the
games.
new Avengers video game.
I've seen some of the gameplay from that. It looks good.
Yes. It does.
the Spider-Man game killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They killed it. They picked it up where Spider-Man was
I have
older.
not
He was
played that
already
yet.
set up. He was already going. And actually, I saw a tweet yesterday from Capital Sin. She put out a tweet saying, you know what? I hope all of this kind of falls apart. And she said, this is my theory. Why? I want them to reboot Spider-Man for the MCU. And he is older, distinguished, already set. We don't have to go through Uncle Ben dying again kind of scenario. He's already been set up. And he can grow from that story, and we could have more of a cast of Spider-Man villains rather than the other villains that we have dealt with in the past.
I would like to see Scorpion.
They were actually going to do that with Tom Holland because Scorpion's at the end of the first Spider-Man film.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they were planning on using Scorpion.
That's right.
I'd like to see Rhino and Venom and Carnage. I'd like to see these characters come out.
But they just won't get over this hold my beer and watch this shit mentality.
yeah,
Pretty much.
This is what you want.
This is not what we want.
But that really surprised me when you brought out that Disney
Actually,
owns a small portion of Warner Brothers.
I
Chelsea
talking about
actually
conspiracy
mentioned
times.
the Gotham TV series.
Yeah.
That's not half bad. I'm behind, but
I've never.
Spoiler alert! He finally gets a kind of a Dark Knight costume, and it looks like a gimp suit.
See, I'm not a big DC fan.
I'm not
Marvel.
either. But
So
don't get me wrong. Comic book wise, DC and Marvel are side by side in my opinion. They are because the writers are good on both ends. The artists are good on both ends.
A lot of the artists and writers have worked on both.
Yeah.
So they kind of cross each other quite a bit.
So art styles and storytelling styles and art
it's
styles.
like mentioning someone
cross
like
over.
Spielberg. It's like, look at the greatest thing he's done. Like, what would y'all say is the greatest thing you've ever seen Spielberg do?
Back in the day, it was Jaws. That was like
Jaws?
the biggest thing.
How about you, Kyle?
Me?
And I know it was Jurassic Park.
I mean, of course, I'm wearing a Jurassic Park shirt, but
Yeah, honestly, I kind of have to agree with you on that one.
How
I
about
was
the
more of a
fact-
Jurassic Park fan than
how
Jaws, but
about-
Jaws was still pretty damn good.
how about the fact he was the one that did Tiny Toons and
Yeah.
the Animaniacs?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many people look at that and it's like, wait, does that say Spielberg?
So Steven Spielberg presents.
Yep.
Yeah, he also did Duel, which not many people ever saw, and I still haven't seen, but I've heard of. And it's basically a truck driver torturing a guy driving. Thanks for Cinemassacre for pointing that out to me. I had no idea Spielberg did that.
Huh.
But that was like his early years. He was like in his 20s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was like pre-Jaws,
Make this
everything.
movie, get paid, pay the rent, then make what I want.
Pretty much, yeah. And all they did was shoot the whole movie on one long strip of road.
Yeah. It's like he had his movies where he was all serious.
Yeah.
Then he had a couple cartoon series that were just like, what the?
Why did you
I
do
love
this?
Tiny Toon Adventures.
It's like he let out all his crazy antics on Tiny Toons and Animaniacs
Yeah.
through WB, and then was like, okay, time to make a serious movie. This guy is going to get ate by a dinosaur. What?
Yeah.
You're talking like cartoony wise, right? No,
Nope,
he's going to
he-
get ate by a
He's
damn
gonna
dinosaur.
be bitten. It's gonna be gross.
We're going to pull that naked woman underwater. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's like it shows the two sides of him. He's either way kind of wacky and fun, or he's an absolute psychopath with animals.
What about E.T.?
E.T.
yeah.
E.T.'s classic.
I have to
E.T.'s
give
best.
E.T. up there
Yep.
as well.
Yeah.
It's very up there in my opinion.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of how I view DC, though. It's like they do the good stuff. They do it reverse, though. They do the good stuff as animated, and then what the fuck are y'all doing with live action?
Well, this was something we made a comparison to
And
the other.
yes, the Dark Knight trilogy, beautiful. Wonder Woman did a great job.
Aquaman was really good.
I've got to see Aquaman.
You haven't seen
Good.
Aquaman?
It was good.
I have not seen Aquaman.
That is really
I still haven't
good.
seen
DC's
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh,
It was really good.
which one is that one?
That's the
That's the
newest,
newest
one,
one that came
where he
out.
goes to the UK.
I do need.
No,
to
I
see
haven't
that
seen
one.
that one. Then I was
They,
trying to remember.
they brought in Mysterio.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
good.
I heard they did it good, like
But
really
see-
good, like really fucking good.
Everything DC needs to make a cinematic universe as good or better than Marvel has already been done 30, 40, 50 years ago
Yeah.
with their story arcs. All of that good shit. They take that, adapt it a little bit, get people that
Yep.
care about the product to do it.
Well, I mean, could you imagine?
Hey, y'all remember
if
the
they
movie
did,
Hook?
Yeah, that was Spielberg.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
That
it was
would
good.
be my favorite movie from him.
That one was really good. That was a fun movie.
Yeah.
That would be my if I had to pick one, that would be mine.
They need to let Spielberg
Joan
do
Lee.
some DC.
To the boo box. You will forever be in the boo box.
Hook.
Hook.
That one's not from there.
Yes, it's from Hook.
Maybe I haven't seen it in a
I
while.
don't know.
Actually, I think so.
The prisoner, they shove it. He says, "No, not the boo box, not the boo box." And they put him in the box and put scorpions in there and shut it on him.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
To the boo box.
I haven't seen that movie. I need to go watch that movie. I think it's on Netflix.
You will forever be in the boo box. That's what we're calling that now. It is now called the boo box.
Yeah.
It's not the man in the box. It is the man in the boo box.
But see, DC, Warner Brothers, they're expecting
Oh, yeah, it was Robin
$1
Williams.
billion.
That's what made it better.
They're expecting $1 billion on their flagship movie, their outing, their first outing.
Yeah.
They don't have the persistence to keep pushing through because all of these movies have made just as much movies as the others, and it's like they want to take it and throw some name on it that Dark Phoenix. It didn't do good. Well, why? It was the Dark Phoenix. You didn't build up a universe to have the fans being emotionally invested in the characters.
I mean, yes, we have the X-Men universe.
I got my own little theory.
Well, hold on. To capitalize on what you're talking about, yes, they had the X-Men universe, but they reset the X-Men universe when they came out with First Class.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough time for us to get attached to these characters again. They literally created a section of characters with the original X-Men, and we were like, okay, it works. Basically because we had never had an X-Men movie at that time, and we were very happy to finally get one.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, we're rebooting everything First Class. Boom.
First Class could have really set the stage for a proper reboot.
Yeah.
And then they went all the way to Dark Phoenix, and Dark Phoenix flopped. And
They jumped.
they're shrugging their shoulders going, we don't know what happened.
They jumped.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have an X-Men movie without Wolverine. Well, you could if you would put in the time to get people invested in these characters.
Right. And that's the problem. They didn't give us time to actually get invested in these characters. They half-assed the characters and was hoping that we would get immediately attached, and that's not the way it works. You've got to build these characters up. And yes, there were one or two movies in between, but that wasn't enough.
I have an interesting theory behind it all.
Okay.
Who remembers the movie The Producers? Where they made Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah.
And it was
the
meant
whole
to be a
Intentionally
flop.
to be a flop.
It was meant to be a
Because
flop,
they said
but
they
it-
would be able to bank the money.
that was the theory I was basing it upon.
Yeah.
Was the producers?
Like
yes.
that popped into my head when you were talking
I
about
was
it.
I was thinking about that, and I even pointed that out when we originally talked about all this theory. But I didn't think
Now
people
that
would.
song is stuck in my head.
But I mean, the thing is I didn't think anybody would actually know what the producers is,
Oh, yeah.
so I didn't bother bringing
Dude,
that
I
part
laughed
up.
as big as my butt is, and I've got a lot of ass back here, I laughed my ass off at it.
Where did Creed go?
Inside.
Okay,
All right.
but yeah,
And I went to, honey, the home.
No, the thing with DC and Marvel, have you noticed that DC's are you just gonna break everything on the way through, or
I know trade first.
DC does really high and really well with their animated, but their live action is like way subpar. Whereas the Marvel universe, their live action is like way up there, but their animated is very subpar.
What? Okay. Cool.
I have no idea what we're doing, people.
I don't know.
I don't know.
By the way, for anyone wondering what in the world's going on just off camera, the children are
It's,
home.
it's
The
a
children.
liquid, but when you apply pressure, it becomes a solid.
Oh,
Yes.
it's that stuff.
Yeah.
Oobleck.
Oh, okay.
It's fun to play with.
Yeah.
You can't take it out.
Remind me to get some to order some. What is it
They
called?
make make safety impact motorcycle gear that's similar to Oobleck. It's soft and squishy, but when it hits, it goes rigid.
It hardens.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, it seems to me that
Go
DC is handing off their good scripts.
Remind me to order some gallium for him.
Okay. They're handing off their good scripts to the animated universe, and then they're just kind of half-assing it with the live action, like they're trying to fake being connected or trying to match the MCU, whereas the other way around with Marvel, they do amazing with their live action, but they're very subpar with their animation. It's like they know which one is going to make more money.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes for DC too. I mean, they know their animated is going to be a hit.
But the problem is they don't market for it.
No.
They really
Well, that's
don't.
like, okay, Batman Hush. I knew it was coming. And then I got a notification from the DC Universe app going, hey, by the way, it's here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is?
All right, I'm gonna have to step out for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
No, her vehicle had to get some work done,
Yeah.
and now it's ready.
So you want?
So she needs a ride to go get it.
Yeah.
Yep. She's got to keep the roads hot.
Oh God. Get off the roads. If you're in Mississippi, get off the roads. But no, like to follow with it. It, like I said a little while ago, it really kind of feels like they're just ditching their scripts. They're good scripts, and they're following with the live action. They're following better with the comic books, and it's amazing how everybody
I'm kinda
loves
like
them.
with James, though. If you want to make a good comic book based movie, go to that big box of comics that's been building for the last 60 years.
A little longer, but yeah.
Pull it out and go and just go through and pick an arc.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Follow that arc. It will make money.
I like their idea of doing Justice League. Don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. Aquaman was really good. Wonder Woman, really freaking good. Man of Steel was good. It wasn't like out of this universe, but it was a story builder.
Out of this universe, but it wasn't out of this universe.
No, what I'm saying though is it was still good, but it was meant to be a story builder.
Speaking of which, whatever happened to Krypton? Did it die?
Yeah.
Because it was on what? Sci-fi?
The show Krypton.
Yeah.
It hasn't fully come out yet.
I thought it was airing on Sci-Fi right now.
I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
You know me. I have no satellite, no
Yeah.
TV. Like I stream everything because it's cheaper.
Well, I mean, if they could follow a storyline that did well, and honestly, if you're going to fly a flagship, kind of like how Iron Man did, you need to do Batman first. My opinion needs to be Batman.
Yeah.
And here is why. You can use Batman's detective skills to pull out of the rest of the universe.
Yep.
You can point out Superman, then make a Superman movie. You can point out Wonder Woman, do a Wonder Woman movie. You can pull out Aquaman. You can do an Aquaman movie. These characters we don't mind having in the EU. We have no problem. The EU. The DC universe. We have no problem.
DCU.
Yeah, DCU. We have no problem with...
I'm sorry, DCEU.
Yeah.
DC Expanded Universe. All these acronyms, man. What the hell?
I don't know. I have no idea, dude.
DC movies.
I've learned nothing but acronyms the last 2 weeks. So, yeah.
Johnny's like, my brain hurts. Quit
It
using
does.
acronyms.
Please stop.
Like,
He's gonna go to school and write in DCE. for an
What's
answer.
DCEU? I don't know.
I don't know, but I learned it.
MCU, DCEU,
But I mean,
AEU, Avengers Expanded Universe. I saw that one lately. It's like,
oh god.
oh dear lord.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people are saying that's essentially what phase, what are we up to, 4?
Yeah.
Is supposed to be, is the expanded universe, not the prime.
fall. It is the fall. I'm sorry. It's going to die. Accept it. Get over it. It's going to happen. I am thoroughly convinced that the Marvel Universe is trying to kill off everything that they have done, so that way they can make room to reboot in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I thoroughly believe that. I know.
You know, all the talk about all this, that, and the other on them rebooting. Avengers actually has the Next Generation comics
Yeah.
that have a lot of their kids. Why don't we use that? It wasn't a great arc.
Because it makes
but
more money to reboot.
that's the thing, though. It'd be a reboot without rebooting.
Yeah.
You would essentially get a younger, newer kid version of each of them.
Chelsea said we just need to look forward to the new Loki series.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Available on Disney Plus.
I am ready for Disney
No, they're
Plus.
doing a Loki movie.
Well, you know, the series they're going to do, though, is going to be on Disney Plus.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Disney Plus.
You know, actually, I've noticed that a lot lately. If you notice, a lot of the tech YouTubers are actually talking about why is piracy, which almost totally disappeared in the last 10 years,
No, it's
suddenly
less.
on the rise again.
No, it's been down in the last like 5 years.
Yeah.
It's
well,
less than 10.
Of the last 10 years, it dropped. And then the last 2 or 3 years, they've seen another spike. That's why. Every Netflix turned around, did their thing, then Hulu. Then you get DC, you get Disney Plus, you got a Christian one now. I should know. My mother does that one.
Oh God. Oh, and then you have VRV, and then you have Netflix, and
See,
then you have
now-
Hulu, and then you have.
I'm not going to say Verve, but I will say Crunchyroll, Funimation, all the High Dive. Now, you get some that are doing it right. Like, VRV, to me, is doing it right. Because they're bringing in an umbrella of, like, 5, 6 different channels, subscription forms, and going, hey, we're going to help y'all boost your numbers, and we're going to divide the pot. They'll have access to most, but not everything. But you get a good chunk of most. Like, you probably get a good 80-90% of everything, and that alone is enough to keep a nerd like me busy for a long time.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if they would do the umbrella stuff,
Which, now, you know, Disney Plus is talking about doing that.
yeah, because they're expanding out to ESPN2.
Yeah, that threw me off.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one. Like, what?
Because I'm not going to lie, I want Disney Plus because of all the old Disney movies.
Yep.
They're probably basing that after numbers.
Oh, I'm sure.
They had to have looked at ESPN and then ESPN2, and they were like, yeah, ESPN2 does way more. Let's throw something for dad
Well,
in there.
ESPN has more like of your college football games and stuff like that.
ESPN2 is where you get into
And-
the cool, weird stuff like the video game competitions.
Yeah, like in ESPN2, like because nobody really follow, like there isn't that much NFL like popularity right now. It's went down,
Yeah.
and so with ESPN2, it picked up like the college and you know all
like
that kind of stuff,
e-gaming
so-
is on the rise.
Yeah,
There's a lot more competitions
which
now.
I think honestly, I don't see that as a bad thing.
Yeah.
Hello.
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot more e-gaming happening now because you have things like Dota 2, you have
Yeah.
things like Overwatch, Apex competitions.
I
They're
think
having
Dota is
Fortnite.
still the big one.
Fortnite
I think
competitions.
Dota is still like the king of competition games, though.
No, actually, the king is League of Legends.
League of Legends.
Yeah,
took
they
over.
have a lot of
Because
League of
Dota
Legends.
was the big one.
Oh, well, if you went and looked at Twitch right now, guarantee you it's
Oh, no, I'm
either-
talking like real world game competitions.
No, like
Well,
this is what they go by.
yeah,
though,
that's
on Twitch.
literally what they go by. Is
Is
what's
what's on-
doing more popular on things
Oh,
like
wow.
Twitch.
Like here, I can go to Twitch real quick and I'll
Oh, no, I
tell
take
you.
it back. League of Legends did boost up recently.
But there's a lot more gaming happening with with these competitions, and a lot more people are tuning in. I don't know how many times I've tuned into the Overwatch series.
Yeah.
I love watching the Overwatch competition.
So right now, Counter Strike,
yeah,
CS:GO was popular. It's beat.
well, it's always been popular.
Well, no. Fortnite only has 87,000 viewers. CS:GO has 250,000. Minecraft is beating Fortnite right now.
Well, yeah, because it's on the rise again.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that too.
But there's no way to have a competition for it.
What, Minecraft?
Well, no,
Yeah,
you
there
could.
is.
There's actually multiple ways you could.
Yeah,
Time to beat game, because there is a beating the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can just beat the dragon and go back, respawn him, and beat him again.
Well, they're looking for matches style games
Yeah.
such as Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, GTA 5.
Again, not the,
Yeah.
there are small competitions in GTA
Yeah.
5 that you can do, and I get that, but it's not popular enough.
Yeah.
Whereas Rainbow Six is nothing but a competition in itself.
Yeah, like, you got PUBG, Overwatch.
Yep.
Yep.
Now, which one did you say?
Like Dota 2.
Dota 2 is 59.2 thousand.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, it's dying off.
Well,
is gonna die.
But I mean, the thing is that
Well, you also got to think, most of these people competing in these, they're not in our age range. They're like high school age.
Yeah.
They don't have the attention span of an adult, so those type of games make sense.
Hey, I'm wondering since Ninja left Twitch, I wonder if that's why Fortnite dropped.
Probably.
there's a lot of backstory that's happening with Ninja. I haven't really been keeping up with it all that
Yeah.
much, but I know that he left to go to
Mixer.
That's it.
I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna see. What I
And
can
there
find.
was like some Twitch hate going on with his channel, so much so that they were even showing porn on his channel.
Wow.
Like they're trying to get rid of all the fans to quit coming back and
Yeah.
watching his old videos, because his old
Wow.
videos were left up from what I heard.
You know what's sad to me though? Minecraft was one of those things that you had the few people like me that still watched Let's Plays for like last 7-8 years.
Mhm.
Like Mumbo Jumbo. Now, the thing I do like, you got guys like Mumbo who just broke 4 million, 5 million. What is he up to now?
I don't know.
Because his numbers have been just steadily. Let's see.
Let's just say if you put Minecraft on this channel, it would probably go really high.
Oh dear God. Yeah, 4.4 million. He has gained over 1.5 million this year. And at the
Twitch
same
took
time,
a-
I
Twitch-
hate that because PewDiePie is the one that did it.
So Twitch took away Ninja's check mark.
Yeah. Twitch. He was a member of.
He was a partner.
Yeah, he was a partner. He was a part of the Twitch elite, and he walked away. Now a lot of people had hate for him.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what happened?
Mixer
Chelsea's
offered.
comment, Minecraft Flat World PvP. Build your fort and steal their wool.
That wouldn't. Hey, we should do that, Alex.
Yeah.
We've got to get more people on our server.
So, yeah, I mean we could.
I feel all alone lately.
But it says Mixer offered the streaming star an enormous amount of money to make the move.
And I can't blame him for making the move. What move are we talking about? When Ninja left Twitch.
We went over to Twitch.
Yeah, well, the reason why we did this is because we were talking about streaming services that are being added. And one of the ones that they added
that's what I
was
missed. YouTube's thing.
Yeah.
That you subscribe to now, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube Red. There's some good stuff on there.
I'm good.
Yeah, I had it for
Cobra
a while,
Kai.
but
I'm good.
Cobra Kai.
That
I
would
can
be
find
the
it
only
once.
thing carrying it, though. You know.
You can't tell me someone has not re-uploaded Cobra Kai on another channel on YouTube to watch at this point.
No,
yeah,
they haven't. They don't last long.
Well, I'm not saying go to YouTube. There's other apps.
Yeah, you got Vimeo. You can find anything on Vimeo.
It might be on
Got
Streamio.
Now I'm curious. I want to see Cobra Kai though.
It's really good.
I haven't
I'll show
seen
you.
any of it. But anyway, the thing is that if they're switching over and adding ESPN2, which you're saying is a lot of the gaming stuff, but like Ninja making that leave, a lot of people were upset about Ninja making the leave. I can't blame him, and I
No
can't blame
surprise.
PewDiePie for leaving either.
They left YouTube. or Twitch?
I didn't know
Uh,
PewDiePie
they-
left.
No,
Yeah, PewDiePie left Twitch. He said he's
Okay.
done. He's done with Twitch, and he went to D Live.
No,
and-
he's still on Twitch.
Yeah, but he's focusing more on D Live.
Not in the last 2 or 3 months. Hey,
Really?
did you know PewDiePie got married last week?
Yeah.
No, he got married on Minecraft. They're not.
No,
they
no,
have-
he's legit married.
Yeah.
He said he would take a break. He hasn't taken a break yet.
No, he's gotten married.
Yeah.
He is officially married. What? Marzia.
Yeah,
He
said
officially married her.
he said when they got married that he was going to take a break for like a month.
Well,
He's
a lot
got
of
back
YouTubers say they're
videos.
going to take a break, and then
But
it's
they
like
don't.
a month or two. And you also got to think how much is pre-recorded.
Yep.
Mm,
Because a lot of
Because in all
tubers-
his videos lately, he has not said anything about getting married or anything like that. So
They
he
could be
he has
pre-recorded.
took a break.
yeah.
okay, well maybe he did finally go.
That's
to
But no, he literally got married in France.
I know that they got married
Paris.
on Minecraft. There was an episode talking
See, a
about
lot of the
getting married on
Minecrafters I
Minecraft.
follow on the Hermitcraft server will actually be like a week or two behind on their videos, and they'll go ahead and tell you, look, in about a week I'm taking off, so you're gonna see some that I've already got pre-recorded. So don't expect anything live. I'll
Yeah.
respond to comments if I can, and it still airs on their regular days.
Yeah.
Or like
Well, I know I just got a notification from Jacksepticeye, and he says, "I'm sorry to do this." So I'm really curious to see what he has to say, because I know he's been talking about taking a break as well.
oh, who was it? When the internet went down everywhere, YouTube broke.
Yeah.
Remember, I said one of my favorite people to follow, Toy Cat, was in. He was not at his home. He was on vacation, and he was trying to get his video to upload. And I made the comment on Twitter, "Hey, use a proxy real quick, jump to a European server, and try that." And it was like, "Hey, it worked. Thanks." It's like
Oh, cool.
it's like I knew he was on vacation though.
Yeah.
So I was sitting up there waiting for his Seed Sunday or whatever it was, Seed Saturday, Seed Sunday, or one of the Friday episodes. One of the episodes trying to get aired, and yeah, that was on a Sunday, wasn't it? So yeah, Seed Sunday.
Yeah, I think it was.
He was like, I didn't schedule it to go.
No,
up.
it was
I
on
need
a
to
Friday because we tried to go live, and we couldn't.
No, it was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday.
It
It
was
was
a
a Sunday.
Yeah.
That was the dark Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Sunday.
Yep. The
But-
Sunday YouTube went dead and everyone freaked out.
But back to the whole streaming thing. If they would start working together, such as VRV, like VRV, I think they would make more money. All these companies are being greedy and they're ditching out and starting their own streaming
Well,
service.
here's something else I don't
Well,
get.
it's alienating
Why-
people because by the time you get something from every streaming service, then
You're
you're
paying subscription
you're paying-
to TV.
yeah.
Well,
So
here's
if
one
they're going to
thing
do
I don't
that, there
get.
should just be like a $20 a month subscription service that has all the networks.
There's some apps. There's some
And a
places
bunch
that
of
do
other
that.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. VRV does because they umbrella like
Oh.
5 to 10 at a time
Yeah.
Yeah.
under there. Well, here's one of the things I don't get though. Why do Disney Plus when they own Hulu?
Yeah.
They own Hulu.
Yeah.
They own Hulu.
Yeah, they
Hulu
own
is
Hulu.
owned by Disney.
I don't
I
know.
think ESPN is too now, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they're doing the ESPN2 on the
Yeah,
the
because
package deal they're talking about.
it's probably not making enough.
Which hopefully the next time we're sitting at this table, we can talk about Disney Plus and all the stuff they're doing because that's supposed to come out
Oh.
next week
Something like that.
or
Wait,
the
what?
1st of September.
Disney Plus is supposed to be coming
Disney
out next
Plus.
It comes out soon,
Yeah,
real
it-
soon.
it's-
I was thinking what I was hearing. It was like end of the year.
Last I checked, they were already putting the package prices up, telling
week.
people
I've
yeah,
heard
this
both.
is
I'm not sure because
November 12th. Yep.
November 12th.
November
Okay,
12th.
so we got a little ways, but
Is
So
that
you're
next
both right.
stream or
Yeah.
stream after?
That is for the U.S., Canada, and Netherlands for November 12th. The 19th will be.
How much is it though?
Here we go. Hold on, I got it right here.
Well, what do you
19?
get on it?
Huh?
you get
You get everything.
the
They're
Disney
talking
Everything
about
Disney.
all
Everything.
Disney
They're
movies
dumping
and
their whole
series.
library there.
That's what they're saying.
supposedly.
Okay, so the Mickey Mouse Club with Britney Spears.
Probably.
Supposedly. I'm going to
That's
stick with
like
supposedly.
way back. You're
That's
dropping
way on back.
you're dropping the big bomb on that one. That's gonna blow
So
somebody's mind.
apparently,
You know how we'll know if they have everything? One simple search when Disney Plus goes live, I'll tell you if they have everything. See if Song of the South is on it.
I guarantee you
So-
it's not.
Oh,
If it's on it, they did everything.
I will guarantee
Because
it's
they want to
not.
bury that one.
Yeah.
That was horrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, the movie ain't that bad if you ignore, the issues.
Oh, if you ignore
So
the
what
ra-
they're gonna
if you
do-
ignore the blatant racism,
Yeah.
it's a perfect family film.
So what they're gonna do, it looks like, is they're going to put Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN
Yeah.
on the one bundle, and it's gonna be like $13, which
That's
I'd
not
pay for
bad.
that.
But see, I
But
don't.
that's basic Hulu, which means you got commercials.
Yeah, I'm already using
That's
that.
why I
so.
pay my $12-13 a month just for Hulu, is so I don't have the fucking commercials.
That's why I pay my $10-12 a month for YouTube, so I don't have to deal with ads.
Well, I have an ad blocker.
Not on
You don't.
videos.
If you have an ad blocker, remove it because we need money.
I don't think we're monetized.
Not yet,
Not
but
yet.
God,
Some of the
I'm-
shit I say,
No,
we're
I
not
have,
going to
like,
get monetized.
Ad blocker on my phone.
Stop talking.
Actually, I've been thinking about maybe taking a break from the show for a couple of months, letting y'all have it.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot going on.
We definitely got to have you for the 20th of September, though.
Yeah, well, I'll be there for the anniversary.
Oh, no. This is before the anniversary.
What's 20th September then? I thought that's when we went live.
20th of September? I just happened to be off that Friday. And
He's going to James Silent Bob.
come on, does no one know what the 20th September is?
Yeah.
James Silent Bob.
The reason we need to be streaming as much that day, starting early as possible.
Yeah.
Why?
Because that's Area 51.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
Me and Alex had already set up a
Yes,
plan
yes.
that I didn't want to announce it fully,
We could
but
do like a faux live coverage.
that's what we're
Yeah.
gonna do. That's what we were talking
Me and
about
Jamie
doing.
can work
Was
on that.
Essentially
pulling
gonna
up
do is
all. We're gonna pull up all the.
we're going to put your RAM, like I've seriously thought about bringing my computer because of the double RAM and higher clock speed. Because we're talking about keeping like 10 to 20 pages pulled up on Chrome at a
so
time.
we can
So that we
follow.
can
could
click,
handle
click,
that.
click.
I have way more pages than that pulled up on mine most of the time.
really?
Mine can handle that.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
computer's not a piece of shit.
Yes, but mine's a little better.
Girls,
Jeez.
girls. You're both pretty. Now
Wait, what
shut
is
up.
yours, Alex? Ain't yours a Ryzen 5?
Mine's second gen. His is the first gen version of the 6 core.
Oh.
And then I've got 32
Not much
gig
of
of
I know.
3200 RAM.
I know it's like a dick measuring contest for he
Pretty
has
much.
like
And then
that
I've got an
much
8
more.
gig video card over his.
It's
I
like
think.
they're laying dicks on the table and just being like, "Yeah, I got
That,
this."
I think that one's like a centimeter longer.
That's what Alex just did.
But I mean, yeah, the 20th, and also I was really thinking about we've got to we've got to shoot and prep for the new intro, which I've got to finish, setting up.
Yeah.
We've got a skit that
I mean, I'll be there. I'll try and be there whenever Alex isn't here, but I really need a break from doing all this. I've got too many irons in the fire.
well, we've got to set it up to where you're
I can-
off one day, he's on, he's off.
Yeah, I can take a step back, maybe work some behind the scenes and help y'all out that way. But as far as sitting here for 3 hours, I've got too much going on to do that.
Okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
I was responding to messages.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
Well, if nothing
I haven't
else,
pulled
we
up
might be
chat
able to
today,
find
just-
an
it
extra
wasn't-
person here and there.
There's nobody really chatting.
What
Yeah,
is
I mean, there's chatting, but it's not like,
what is your time?
Not enough to engage
Yeah.
with.
well, I'm wanting to set up our glass setup at some point. We've got to set that up and start working on
Glass setup.
for when we hit our markers.
Oh yeah.
We've got to
Yeah,
set
we got a
that
little
up.
something we're working on.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of things in the fire. I'm just trying to figure out which one's acceptable and which one is not. I still want us to do the beer tasting. Which
The
will
foamy apple juice tasting.
the foamy apple juice tasting. Which
Adult
we need to find out when we can get our hands on that, because the last I checked they were all sold out of everything. I would love to go ahead and get a
The
hold of
broken
that.
skull beer.
Oh, hey, did y'all hear about this? I think it happened last week.
What?
The spot.
Yeah,
the spot
We've
got
already-
robbed. Yeah,
yeah.
Did we talk about that last week?
Oh, man.
it
No,
ha-
I don't think we talked about it. Not on here.
I think we touched on it.
Yeah, a local store of ours. Did y'all really look at the video from the heist?
Did you hear how clear how it was?
The what?
It was really clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's caught.
Yo, no,
I-
yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well, it
just
gets
clear.
me. Did y'all look at the video and notice how much money he actually gave him?
Mm-mm.
No.
It wasn't like 1 or 2 20s out of that drawer.
Oh yeah,
He didn't give him the
and
whole
he's-
drawer. He just, you see him lift the bill for 20s and give him like one, and I saw like 1 or 2, and that was it. I'm like, kid, you about to spend probably the next 15 years in jail.
Oh, he's
For
got- he's got
60 to
armed
$80.
robbery.
That is armed robbery.
For
Whether
six-
he got anything or not, that is armed robbery. And his little buddy, Mississippi doesn't charge him as accessory. He's charged as principal also.
No, they
so
let
he's
go.
getting it
They
too.
let the other two go.
Oh, it was 2 others?
No, there's
Yeah.
3.
There were 3.
That's
There's
what I'm
3
saying, there's 2
altogether. They only
others.
got one, the one that had the gun and everything, and then the rest of them apparently got let go for no charges filed.
They
They
probably
probably
turn it
turned
over
on
on
him.
somebody.
Well,
They took
to
a
be
plea.
honest
They're
with
getting
you, from what
something.
I looked in the video, it looked like they actually went shopping. Like they were actually trying to shop, and their buddy just went all retarded.
Went all methed out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
went all
He got methed up.
and decided, hey,
All
I'm gonna
messed up.
rob this place, and it just kind of went really
I did learn
bad.
something interesting, though, the other day.
What?
You know, we
You have
have
a
a
brain?
good grasp of how our judicial system works. Normally, after a few days, you can get bailed out.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been looking, and hopefully the next year or so, I want to go to Japan. I'm not even going to attempt to hijack a rice ball in Japan.
No.
They can hold you for 72 hours before actually doing any.
Initial hearings.
Well, they interrogate. It is actually easier to admit to doing something and getting out than to keep your mouth quiet there. Whereas here, it's the other way around. They can actually hold you, and on top of those first 3 days, they have 3 days to decide, okay, we're going to charge him or not. Then they have another 10 days they can hold you after saying, okay, we're charging you with this. Then they have another 10 days if they decide, okay, we need to get something out of this person, that they can hold you on
Waterboarding.
top of that.
It's not waterboarding if you use
Well,
diesel fuel.
They have a proper phrase for it, but the way I understand it, it's essentially comes down to they just want a confession.
Yeah.
That's all they want. They said a lot of times when people come in that first 3 days, like, look, here's what happened. You come out better than, well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Because there was one person apparently, okay, shoplifted a rice ball. It's like think of a donut. But
Yeah, I know what a
Japan.
rice ball is.
For the
Well,
ones
he's-
that don't know,
for those
yeah,
that
think
don't
of
know.
a donut, but Japan's version. They have
But
what they
he's-
call rice
He
balls.
stole
They
a
cost like
confectionery
$1,
treat.
like $1.
I mean, is he
was
starving?
in jail. I don't know if he meant to. I don't know the whole story behind it, but from what I understand, he was held for almost a year.
Because he wouldn't admit to
He
it.
wouldn't admit. Whereas
Damn.
a lot of people said if he would have got up there that first day and went, I admit it, I took it, and went ahead and went through the process, he probably would have been out soon. They finally deported him because he didn't have a green card or anything or a visa. He was just there visiting. It was a travel.
So he was well over his travel visa.
Oh yeah. And because of that, and nobody could afford to give him a ticket back, they had to send him on a deportation plane, which could be up to a year.
Damn.
The Quartering just put up a video that says Apex Legends calls players freeloaders. Wow.
Wow.
And then Jacksepticeye finally announced on his Twitter. I just got a notification for it, so if you're hearing it here as well. So sadly, I can't do a stream for this month's charity, but we still have donation page pinned. Blah blah blah. So yeah, okay. It wasn't what I thought he was talking about doing, but he usually does charity streams, so that way he can do it for like certain
Yeah.
big name charities.
Yeah.
And apparently he's not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why yet, but yeah.
The world may never know.
The
Yeah.
world may never know.
But I think that's pretty much it for today's episode.
Yeah,
I mean, we
okay.
really don't have a lot.
The only other thing I was thinking about mentioning was the new leaks for the PS4.
Go ahead and we can talk about it.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
You mean
'cause
the
some people
PS5?
PS5, I'm sorry.
So
Some
that means-
people are saying this is a dev kit. Others are saying this is the final version. And I'm just
If it's the one that I'm thinking of,
See if you can
I
pull
sent
up
you
a
the picture so you could pull it up.
yeah, I have no service.
No, on the computer.
On
dude.
the computer.
Pull up Messenger.
You have to sign into your account.
Oh, it's going to ask me to send me a text message. So
Oh Lord.
Yeah, just
my
do a
God.
Google search.
yeah, I have my stuff locked down.
So that's what they're thinking
So,
of
hey, show it to
doing?
me.
That is, huh?
Show it to me and I can pull it up. Make sure.
It's red, 4 pictures. Looks kind of like E.T.'s head.
Somebody flip there. Yep, got it.
And that's what they're talking about being the semi-final version.
Huh.
But then again, they're talking about this thing being almost as powerful as a gaming computer.
Yeah, PC Master Race.
Hey, I'm just saying that gaming computer will do a whole lot more than that PlayStation.
I can upgrade mine.
Yep.
I mean, looking at it, the first thing I think of Xbox.
That's what I was thinking. It was like the
All right.
first version
There
of
we
Xbox.
go. All right, let me pull this up now.
So
There we go.
I'm not that impressed with this.
No, I can see cooling is going to be better. I can
Yeah.
already see that off.
Yeah.
More USB ports, it looks like.
Maybe. Let's see. If those are USB ports, we got 5 right there.
Hold on. We got this thing. right
Or
here.
is that the front?
I don't know which is the front and which
I
is the
don't
back.
know.
Yeah. I'm
It is
thinking
a
this is the
weird
back.
little
and
Here we go.
That's the
I got
front,
it.
maybe?
Yeah, they got it up on the screen now.
I got a colored picture.
Oh,
We don't use that word. Thank you.
it looks.
We're trying to get
interesting.
monetized here. No.
No,
Let me see.
no.
It looks interesting.
Like,
Let me see.
I don't think PlayStation. It's
If
gonna
that
be.
is the
Show-
final,
show yours.
if that is the final design, I think it would be that because of the cooling they need to cram into this thing.
Just see it 'cause my eyes are-
You're talking about something the size of a ITX
Wow.
motherboard carrying a mass load.
That looks cool.
It does look cool, and look
I
at all
like
the
that.
airflow potential. I mean,
I know, right?
That's what I keep thinking.
But
is,
wait, knowing Sony, because they want you to keep buying the new ones every time, that's probably fake cooling.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, you can. It's vents there for cooling options.
Yeah.
For later on when they're going to make the PS5S.
Yeah.
That the way that looks, that really needs to be like a mini ITX case.
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
That's what it needs to
I
be.
don't, and I'm seeing there's no real place to put a disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Bottom
is. I'm
left.
looking at it.
Bottom left.
Oh, okay. So that's the front.
No. Bottom, top right photo, bottom left slot.
Right there.
See the little slot?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still.
Oh, it's massive. But you notice how the center looks like one big heat sink.
Yeah.
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 I mean, especially if they're using what they call integrated graphics, where your CPU and graphics card
Yeah.
are built
Where your
on the same
CPU and
die.
GPU are the same thing.
You're gonna need some
Right.
coolant. Like my mini build.
So
at the
that would
house.
mean that this right here, this little V spot, would be the back, correct?
if I had to guess, the way they're doing it,
I think it looks cooler with the V spot being the front.
But where would you put the disc other than maybe one
Yeah.
side or the other? You know.
They could do it like Raspberry Pi and just have their ports everywhere, and you just kind of just have to.
But one thing that has leaked out that they have semi-confirmed: full backwards compatibility.
Ooh.
All
Yeah,
generations.
All
No.
generations.
Not
Wait,
partial,
wait.
full.
All
Wait, we
generations.
heard that last time.
Yeah, he has a point.
We heard that.
Well,
no, I'm not
Now with the
until I see
PS4,
it.
they talked about just plain backwards compatibility, and there is a way to crack a PS4 to make it play all backwards, but you have to crack it.
Because if I can pick up a copy of the original Metal Gear Solid
That
Oh,
would
yeah.
be great.
and be able to play it, or
Well, if
Final
you go do
Fantasy
the-
or Final
7,
Fantasy
I know
10.
the dev kits
7
will.
and 10. And
Yeah.
Now, the people that have gotten the dev kit already said the dev kit will play all the way back. Unlike
All
the dev
the way
kit for the 4.
Why would you want to go all the way back to Gen 1?
I mean, there's some pretty
Nostalgia.
good games.
There's
I mean,
some
was
good
it-
games.
I know, but the
Well,
graphics
you gotta
on them.
think,
I know,
We're
but
living in a
it's-
day and age where you have third-party people making RetroArch consoles that take
Right.
the original cartridge. Sony's just kind of like, well, rather than a third party doing this, and
Let's
us
kill it
not
all
We'll just
at
making
do it
once.
money,
ourselves.
We'll let the
'cause
nostalgia
I don't
sell
think there's
itself.
any third-party companies doing that for disc yet.
Well,
I
it's
mean, you
hard.
can do an emulator on a computer, but
Yeah, it's hard to do though.
Sony is a pain in the ass.
So I was reading a while ago, for a PS4 or a PlayStation to be backwards compatible, it has to be twice as powerful as the previous one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically.
So like this PS5 would have to be twice as powerful as the PS4 is.
Well,
now.
I mean, when last we heard about PS5, they were talking about putting in a
Built-in
AMD.
VR.
They were putting in the brand new AMD. They
Yeah.
were putting in. I mean,
which
they were adding a
looking
fuck
at the
ton.
2700X at that point, which was $300+.
Yeah.
You can get a 2700X now for under that because they came out with the new ones, the 3000 series.
Yeah, that's the one that they were talking about putting into
Yeah.
the PlayStation.
But I mean, even their most powerful beast that they released this year is still only $500. The 2900,
Yeah.
12 cores is only $500, and I'm saying only because
They were.
the closest comparison on Intel side is over $1,000 for the same power.
right.
That's why I say it's only 500. because the competition is double.
Yeah.
And then sometime this
it up.
fall, I think in November, they're supposed to release the, 3950,
Yeah.
which is a 16 core. And they're only looking at, I think, $600 for it, $650. That's a lot of power in a little chip.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you have the 2900, the 12 core.
Yeah.
There have actually been people comparing it to the Threadripper line. The line that was like $1,200 this time last year.
It's
Damn.
still
It's
$1,200.
beating it.
Damn.
Second gen.
Core per core, it's beating it.
Well, the Threadripper is for processing, not gaming.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be able to handle everything, but primarily processing. But, I mean, okay, let's say video
Scientific
processing.
data.
Well, video processing too. Anything that takes advantage of the multi-core system,
That means they can up their graphics.
easily. They just released their own video card line that is on par with, it's like half the price, but just under NVIDIA's highest thing. It's like, this thing's $300 cheaper, and I'm not sacrificing that much.
Yeah.
It's like, do I want to pay that extra $300 and get that little marginal boost, or do I want to go ahead and say, fuck it, and let's buy this one, save $300 and get the same gaming performance,
Yeah.
the same video rendering
I mean,
performance.
the thing with the new PlayStation, I like the idea of backwards compatibility, and you actually brought up them doing third parties. If they're going to bank on the ability of being able to play a brand new game, but at the same time they're going to hit that nostalgia market too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can
Well, I
people
mean,
be
you
able to
got
crack out
people-
their
I mean, the
whole library.
90s is really big right now. I'm
Yeah.
I
gonna
mean,
say
you
it.
got people like me and the wife. We've got a PlayStation 4 and 3 in the house.
Yeah.
3 doesn't get used that often, but I've still got my stack of PlayStation 3 games.
Yeah.
I've got
'Cause
a
it was
stack
cheaper.
of PlayStation 2 games out in the shed.
Yeah.
And then somewhere I've got a handful of PlayStation 1 games that somehow still work after.
But I mean, that's
Yeah.
a great
Years.
way to be able to
Dear God,
bank
has it been
on
20?
both.
What year did PlayStation come out?
99.
Yeah, 99.
I feel old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
That's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years
94.
ago.
Yeah.
94.
94, over 25 almost.
okay.
December
PlayStation
3rd,
1 came out.
1994.
Wow.
Wow.
95.
I wasn't even a year old yet.
I would have
was-
been 5.
20 days from being a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sony.
I worked really
job.
hard. I worked really, really hard to make money for the N64, and then not even, I think, a few months later, they came out with PlayStation. I was like, damn.
See, I still remember.
Yeah.
I still remember being just old enough that my grandmother got us the brand new SNES Slim.
Oh wow.
I still have that SNES.
Wait,
Wow.
what'd
Not
you
the
say,
big
Kyle?
box, the Slim.
The
The
what?
N64?
Yeah, it was the N64. I was getting ready to go out, but
Yeah,
they
because
had
that was the direct competitor to
the PlayStation,
Because
and
that come out in 96.
64 came out in 96.
Yeah. in June.
no, no, it
Actually,
did not.
yeah, it came out after PlayStation
Did it?
Huh.
because they wanted to maintain.
Yeah, because
cards at that
PlayStation
point.
was originally going to be a Nintendo add-on for the SNES.
Yeah,
That's right.
I've who
That's
is
right.
it? It's one of the YouTubers I follow.
There's
Actually,
several
got his
YouTubers
Why didn't I
hands.
grab a PlayStation then? Was it? I think it's because I only
They were
knew
cheaper.
about Nintendo. 60.
Nintendo was cheaper.
Yeah.
That's it.
They
You could
were
buy a
like-
brand new Nintendo with 2 controllers for like $100,
Yeah, because I got
which
the,
was
the
considerably
Mario
more
one.
than it is now.
One
But
of the tubers I follow, one of the one Ben Heck, actually got his hands on the Nintendo PlayStation. He got his hand because they actually made a few.
yeah,
He got his hands on one to repair it.
Wow.
how
They
do you
actually-
repair something that they didn't have games for?
He had to be very patient, and someone had to custom make a game for it.
Oh wow.
It worked. They got it running. I was like, that's impressive. But there's one console
Hey,
out there
you
that
can buy
goes,
you can buy the controller for one of those, the prototype one.
yeah.
You can buy the controller for it for $9,000 on eBay.
No, I can't.
You
I'm
can.
just
saying, like,
you can have at it.
You can do that all you want.
Charlie,
I
where's
will
that trust
not.
fund money, man?
Yeah. Well, where's all
Trust
that?
fund baby over there?
Gotta be.
Yeah.
The man in the boo box got more money than the one sitting at the table.
I wish.
That would be nice.
But yeah,
I haven't seen $9,000 at one time in a long time.
Last time I seen that much money was when I
At
bought
once.
my
What was that the last time you said you saw $9,000 worth of anything? Was the cocaine you were pulling out of someone's bumhole?
No, I hadn't done that.
He said that's your job.
Oh no, if they get to me with that, that's extra jail time right there. That's contraband in the jail.
Hey, misdemeanors in a jail become felonies.
Yeah.
Well, some things.
Well, a good example, you bring someone into me. You've done checked them, you've done asked them. They've done apparently turned over everything to you.
And then you
I
find a
get to
joint in
them
their
for the
pocket.
strip down to put them in that fancy orange jumpsuit, and I find a bag of cocaine, meth, pot. It's
See, certain pot possessions under a certain amount is misdemeanor.
yeah, ticket.
You find that shit on them in jail.
Oh yeah,
felony.
Hey.
it's a felony possession charge.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know who was brought in one that had some hiding in his underwear.
Huh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is it one of us?
I don't remember which town it was.
We can't talk about that here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But suddenly he got hit with, on top of the drug charges he came in with, possession of a controlled substance in jail.
Yeah. I can show you the title for that.
While they're doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and close up the show.
Okay.
Aw.
I'll show you the title for that for possessions of marijuana inside a facility.
Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and do this because shameless plug. Please go click down below.
Put your on.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. Please don't forget to
Like.
Share.
subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. I'm Kyle the Irishman Morrow
Alex Fatman Gregory.
James Pop Fozzie Leach.
in the Boo Box.
Big Boy 93 JC.
The one and only John Conley.
We hope to see you guys next week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll talk
Be sure you subscribe
Looks
so you
like
never
it.
miss out on this.
Click
Sexy,
that bell.
so you never miss out on this sexy voice.
Click that bell. Don't forget to no. I'm playing. Hits me in the head and restarts the whole thing. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah,
John Lee,
we're just
stay in the Boo Box. You're in the Boo Box.
So, Jamie, when you went to go become a cop, your whole thought was to help protect and serve people. Aren't you dreading the day you're going to have to turn around and go, okay, is there any more
Let's go. Nah, we ain't never gonna slow down. All the girls looking hot like a hoe down. Everybody going off in my hometown, ready for a showdown. Keep it on the low now. We about to pop off like a bottle. Everybody knows that we're going full throttle. Drinking alcohol, yeah, straight from the nozzle. End of the night, end up horizontal. They know they want something more. They know they want something more. They've never heard us before. They've never heard us before. A sound that's hard to ignore. A sound that's hard to ignore. It's time to even the score.